Hi, I'm Kate Moore. I'm a composer. And my piece, presented by the Sydney Symphony Orchestra as part of the 50 Fanfares project, is called Blue Light Sphere. When I was approached by SSO to be included in the 50 Fanfares project, I nearly fell off my chair. It was a huge honour, dream come true, right for Sydney Symphony Orchestra. So of course I immediately accepted the challenge. The title of the piece already came to me, I think it was 2015 or something, when I was sitting at a train station just before twilight and had this very intense kind of feeling of the environment, and this phrase came into my mind in Dutch. I was in the Netherlands at the time, transcendentisch blauwlicht sfeer. When I wrote this piece, I was on a hermitage in a monastery in the Netherlands, in North Brabant, in a city called Den Bosch. And so I would, in the mornings, would be singing and chanting Hildegard, and for the rest of the day I would be in my cell writing orchestral music for the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. And this incredible thing happened, because while I was writing one evening, this huge butterfly drifted in from I don't even know where, because the windows were closed. But it landed on my score paper and just sat there. I couldn't get that image. It was like the butterfly was the companion. It's kind of based on wave motions. I have these motives which are actually sort of depiction of like particle wave motion, where it's like da 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 da. So it's sort of like expanding and contracting. And I use the motives in counterbalance with each other, so like they're out of phase with each other. So you have one getting slower as the other one is getting faster, and they cross over with each other. But that's the micro structure, but then the macro structure is the same. So you have like bars of expansion and contraction as well. So the macro and the micro structure are sort of working in combination with each other as equal opposites. So there are hints in the piece that you can listen out for. For example, the most important one is the tubular bells. that as you hear the tubular bell motif, that's the indication of where all the waves cross points with each other, and that the new wave begins. There's a river stone, also with the wave motion, but I love the sound of the river stone because it's so natural. But it's just like this beautiful natural resonant sound. And then you have this these little flutter tongues with the piccolo and the flutes, sort of like birds, which just sort of suddenly appear. So it's all of these kind of little dialogues going on within the overall environment. Sydney Symphony, of course, is the orchestra that I know the best because I've known it for my whole life. I'm from Sydney originally, so my first experience of an orchestra is Sydney Symphony Orchestra. But I have lived in the Netherlands for quite a long time. And so when I received this invitation, I was so happy, and at the same time it felt so far away. We'd come out of COVID already, I think, by the time we were workshopping it. I couldn't come to Australia for the workshop. I was still in the Netherlands. But in this case, we rehearsed via Zoom, so that I could be at the workshop remotely. It's a really wonderful platform for a lot of people to have the opportunity to work with such a high quality orchestra, and also have it performed a number of times and recorded, which is like treasure for composers. When I hear the piece in performance, or the experience of being there live with the musicians, it brought out emotions in me that I didn't even know that I had. And quite a few times I found myself kind of choking up, like really intense emotions. The orchestra is just so incredibly beautiful, I can't even describe it. But I learned so much, and that's the thing, and it's just like the direct conversation with the players, with the real musicians, with the acoustic, with the conductor, the whole production. It just makes everything very clear. As a composer, I'm mostly working on my own desk, and it can be very abstract. And I sort of can think, well, it might be like this or it might be like this, but I can't really know until I'm actually talking with the real people and the real musicians in the real setting, and then the whole thing comes to life.